The top dog of the ACC that has reportedly talked about leaving is Clemson. Clemson has talked about and reportedly going to come out and try to join the SEC. Now, it makes sense for them if they were to join the SEC. One, they're already in South Carolina. They're an SEC country anyway, with South Carolina there, and they're connected to other states in the South. They also look like and play like an SEC team. They usually have big players. The way their offense is structured, they just look, especially in their championship days, they look like an SEC team. They beat Alabama's of the world. They beat other teams in the playoff. Now they breeze through the ACC. It's talked about how not good the conference is, which I agree with. But guess what? If they're not getting beat up on all year, they were able to come in and beat Alabama. They were able to come in and beat other teams in the playoffs. They just look like an SEC team. So from a money perspective and the location of joining the SEC and how they recruit, Dabo Swinney said, if we're going to beat Alabama and beat them, we have to recruit and do things similar to them if we're going to beat them. And they did. They already play their in-state rivalry, South Carolina, every year. Now they join the SEC. They'll be right there. The only thing that this doesn't almost make sense for is the SEC. Now, you're going to bring in that market, but you already have the state of South Carolina with South Carolina. South Carolina is now on par with Clemson over the past years when Dabo Swinney finally got it turned around. So that part you could sit there and say, well, they're not bringing too much. When the Big Ten expanded to get Rutgers in, they're bringing in the New Jersey, New York market, and also with Maryland. So when they expand to that point, when they're expanding with UCLA and USC, bringing the California market into the Big Ten, that makes a lot of sense. If you already have the state of South Carolina, would you add Clemson to that? I still think they would, but I could see why there's a pause or pumping the brakes on this. But Clemson joining the SEC does make a lot of sense because they already feel like an SEC team, in my opinion.